The Harris-Walz policy, Kamala Harris will create an opportunity agenda for Black men. Sorry, Black women, you are not quite as important. Provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 for Black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. Okay.
Forgivable loan's a grant, not a loan. So next.
Well, I mean, you also have a podcast, Charles. So if you don't apply to this, I'm personally going to be very upset with you. Support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for Black men, including pathways to become teachers.
Not every Black man wants to be a teacher, so that's weird. Next.
Well, okay. Protect cryptocurrency investments so Black men who make them know their money is safe.
Why would my money not be safe? Why would a white person's cryptocurrency money be safe, but not mine? Next.
Oh, dang. Launch a national health initiative focused on the illnesses that disproportionately impact Black men.
Okay.
Interesting. Legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry.
So all we can do is smoke and sell weed. That's our limit of potential.
Well, this is your next Black president, Kamala Harris, trying to appeal for your vote. And, I don't know, is legalizing recreational marijuana, is that something that's going to get a bunch of Black men to vote for her?
I don't think so. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people nowadays smoke weed. Sure, that's fine. But just legalizing weed, targeting like in your Black agenda is a very weird thing. Like, just make it in your agenda. If you're talking about going back and kind of righting the wrongs of incarceration of Black men who had been incarcerated because of marijuana, that's a different story. But you're talking about legalizing it. Why isn't she run on going back and releasing all those men in California that she put in jail for smoking weed, all the broken homes that she's created? How about that?
How about it, Kamala?
Dang straight.
This is just like that Elizabeth Warren debate.
We're going to get to. Is it a bit patronizing?
It is patronizing.
Patronizing. This agenda. I didn't read it as for Black men either. I'm like, this is an agenda for white women to say that Kamala has a plan for Black men. Yeah. That's how I read it.
Yeah.
It's like
it's very strange to me that that's what you come up with rather than like, first of all, I don't like things like this in general where it's like, oh, here's my plan for, Asian Americans who are left-handed and live in New Jersey, but
there's not a lot of those, or
so I don't like that stuff to begin with, but particularly this where it's like these are very low-level things like health. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Weed. Okay, great. What about the rest of us who don't smoke weed or necessarily care if it's legalized? Okay. Cryptocurrency, that one Bitcoin I had in 2011, I gave it away. So I'm kind of out of luck on that one. So that doesn't really help me. Like, it just seems very stupid and surface level. And I think there are more thoughtful things that she could have done if she really wanted to make this a thing.
Well, the cryptocurrency thing is interesting because, I mean, I know that, the Black community is not a monolith, right, Charles? I'm not suggesting that. Okay. But I also, I'm sure that there are Black people that are in the cryptocurrency game, right? But it's not something that I see as like, it's not like super culturally integrated into the Black community, is it?
Not particularly.
Right. So, I
think it's a way of her trying to signal that like your ill-gotten gains, which she thinks a lot of Black people must have, can be sheltered in cryptocurrency.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. You have to ask her, not me.
Well, I mean, you're what ill-gotten gains? What do you mean?
Well, I didn't say I think there's ill-gotten gains. I said I think that's what she is inferring by her.
No, but what if you were in Kamala's mind?
I don't know. I can't be in Kamala's mind. I don't arrest people that much.
Pulling this.
He's on fire today. So you're not voting for her after her release of her Black man agenda?
No, it hasn't won me over just yet. Maybe she can come out with Black Man Agenda Part 2, and that one might help. The remix.
Black Man Agenda Part 2, the electric
shuffle.
Okay,
go on.
So the electric slide.
I have a question. I know you're the host, Brad, but I have a question.
Please.
So I've heard two theories on both the Black agenda and on her making more media appearances. One is that that's just what you do because it's a presidential race and we're, weeks away from who's going to vote. So that's one theory. The other is that her internal polls are really bad, so she's having to do things she otherwise wouldn't. Which way do you guys lean? Like, is she just doing what she was going to do anyways and she's winning, or is she desperate?
I think it's both. I think she is losing black men in larger numbers than most modern day Democratic candidates. And I think that is because she's just not, I mean, like, what do you have to offer? I mean, and this is the best you come up with when you try to offer something. So she's losing them from the Democratic Party, maybe not as a party, but as a candidate she is. And so I think this is her attempt at appealing to them the same way that she's doing kind of different interviews and things and trying to do different ways of attracting them. So I think that's one. But two, I think it's also something they just do. And make no mistake, I think on this show, I've criticized Trump for when he did the sneakers and when he did there was something else he did. I forgot that all of it was geared towards
watches.
The watches. Well, I don't know if that was geared towards black men, but I did criticize him for that. But the sneakers were one where they were like, oh, the black community is going to love me because of this. You go on Fox News and the guy's like, yeah, they're going to vote for him because of this, like, this ugly ass sneakers. Nobody's going to vote for you because of that. And so I criticize on both sides for that reason because I just hate the pandering. I hate the pandering. It is so stupid. It is so lowbrow that I just can't even get behind it.
Have y'all seen the Trump combat knife?
Oh.
No, this is the first I'm seeing of the Trump combat knife.
I'm so happy to share it with you. I'm a proud owner of 10 Trump combat knives, so don't you dare test me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I will come at you. Speaking of polls and stuff like that, some information came out yesterday afternoon from Polly Market.
Who's that? Like related to Polly Pocket?
Polly Pocket. Yes, it's the Polly Pocket of markets. They, tell you about what's going on in the world with the markets. And they say Republicans are now favorites to win the presidency, Senate, and House. The House is just a toss-up, 51%. Senate, 80% Republican. Presidency, 62% Republican. Would you look at that, guys?
That's crazy.
That's what Polly Market says. Now, is Polly Market trustable? Michael, you pay attention to this stuff. What do you think of those numbers?
I think there's a concerted effort to make it seem like Trump is winning, whether or not that is an intentional PR play or he is actually winning. We will see. And it's influencing how people are betting on the presidential race, which is forcing those numbers that you see there. The Senate, the Republicans are going to win the Senate. That's pretty much a given at this point because they're going to pick up West Virginia. And whether the one that they need to hold is Missouri, but we'll see. That independent candidate is doing pretty well. So they're going to win the Senate.
Charles looks fed up. Charles looks like he's like just fed up with this. He's like, fuck these politics. Yeah, that's what you do. Michael, I apologize. I interrupted.
That's okay. So, like I said, Senate, yes. House, I don't know. Probably they're going to win. Presidency's the big, I don't know. I fall on two camps on this one too. She's either going to win in a nail biter or it's going to be a blowout by Trump. I don't know which one it's going to be.
You would like it to be a blowout by Trump, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
And not in the sense that you're...
It sounded like grossly sexual, but okay.
Yeah. Or poop.
What do y'all mean? I don't know what
you put on this like weird voice when you said it. I think, Michael, who are you investing in? Trump?
I don't bet on politics.
Really?
Mm-mm. I almost put in our prediction show, after our prediction show, I almost put a little bit of money on Michelle Obama, but I didn't. So
good thing.
Well, there's still time.
There is still time. So let's see. Is there anything else, Charles? So again, if she wins and you do not get us a $20,000 forgivable loan for this podcast, I'm going to be really upset with you.
I'm sorry, but a forgivable loan